Trojans Live.
Back at the lab, JJ and I are joined by Dan Hubbs. This segment of Trojans Live is brought to you by Allstate. The Trojans are in good hands with Dan Hubbs, the USC baseball head coach. Coach, I can't believe you're going into your 5th season already. That seems like just yesterday you took over. And what is the preview of this year's team? Give us the short version, but you're coming up here as the season's about to get started.
Hey, the shortest version is we got a lot of new players.
Yeah.
That group that just left last year, we had 12 guys drafted. They all came in together as freshmen. There were 17 of them. And so when you have a big turnover, the exciting thing is that there's some open spots and a lot of competition. And I think guys who knew that they weren't going to get as many opportunities the last couple of years, and now they're going to kind of be at the forefront. And so while it's scary, that you have all these new players. I think we've seen the guys coming together, playing really hard. I think we're going to be more athletic. I think offensively we'll look more like 2 years ago where we could steal some bases, we can fly around the bases, play good defense. The difference is that with all those new players, we don't have much experience on the mound.
Right.
So I think we're going to look a lot different once we start league than we do next week. In terms of our experience on the mound, our maturity on the mound, I'm excited about what we have. It's just they're unproven.
Yeah, when you talk about, let me get that a little closer there. When you talk about building a baseball program, there's only 11.7 scholarships to work with. You have to sort of mix and match. What's the priority? I mean, everybody's sort of. I know you're a pitcher. I like. I want to hit.
Right.
I want to see excitement. What's the way to build a program? What do you think is the right way to build a program from the start to where you're at now? Because I know that's exactly what you came in with was a game plan.
Well, hey, I think it all starts on the mound. It does, and obviously I'm biased because I was a pitcher, but I think that you see any great program, they have, they'll have 7 guys who they can run out there interchangeably, and you have to have your horses up front who can go toe-to-toe with anybody at UCLA, Stanford, Washington, Oregon State, Arizona State, whoever you want to throw out there, and then nationally. Because you're planning on, when you play at a place like UCLA or USC, UCLA, Cal, Stanford, wherever, the expectation is, hey, you're winning national titles.
Right.
And you're going to the World Series, and you're doing that, and that's the plan, And so in order to compete with those guys on a week-in, week-out basis, you have to have guys who can go 7 innings, 3 times through the lineup, and then have a lockdown guy at the end of the game. On top of that, offensively, I think you have to be strong in the middle. You have to have a middle infield that can really play defense, a catcher that can control the running game for you, and you have to have outfielders that can run and catch the ball. We're looking for good baseball players in general. I think that our coaching staff, with Matt Curtis, Gabe Alvarez, and Bob Batesel, I think they do a great job with the offensive players, and you see their progress throughout the years, that they're continually improving. When you see a guy like Frankie Rios go from, as a freshman, hit 240, to missing a year with a knee injury, to hitting 320 last year as a junior. Albert Carrillo doesn't play much as a freshman last year, leads our team in homers. Lars Nootbaar hit 230 last year. He's probably going to hit 3rd for us, and he looks like he's prepared for a monster year.
Yeah.
Corey Dempster doesn't really get an opportunity to play a lot and hits 290 and leads off and hits 7 homers. So we have a lot of depth in terms of bodies. We just don't have a lot of experience. We have 5 guys who will be in the lineup every day, and then we have 4 spots that are wide open for them. On the mound, like I said, we have Mitch Hart, who was a freshman All-American, was dinged up a little bit last year. He's primed for a big year. But other than him, who has about 100 innings under his belt in college, no one has more than 30. So they're talented kids. They just need experience. They've been looking good so far. It's just a matter of getting out there and getting going.
Yeah, you talk about the mound and obviously the importance, and you brought up Mitch Hart, one of the names that we do know that has been around a little bit. Is he ready now to anchor your rotation? We always talk about that Friday night starter in college baseball.
He is, and we held him back in the fall because he was dinged up last year. He's looking healthy. I think he's going to be a different pitcher in 3 or 4 weeks than he is on Friday.
Yep.
But the stuff is coming. I think he's a competitive kid. He's proven winner in our conference, which I think is really what you need on a Friday guy. because those other guys, once we get into the season, they don't really know what our conference is like until you get into our conference.
Yeah.
And it's a grind. And we'll have 5, 6, 7 teams in the top 25 throughout the year, and it's going to be a grind week in, week out. And what's going to happen is you have to be the best guy that day.
You know, I follow the Pac-12 in terms of reputation of teams. You know, UCLA is known for pitching, bunting guys over, playing small ball. Arizona is known to swing the bat and to get guys to swing the bat. What is the reputation of what USC from a perception standpoint that you're trying to build?
Well, I think that what we're trying to build is that we have a very good pitching staff. We had 7 guys drafted last year. We can develop players that way. And then on the offensive side of the ball, we play an exciting style. It's not a bunt, get them up. We do bunt, but we led the league in stolen bases 2 years ago. Last year we had 45 homers and led the league in hitting. So we have a lot of ways of scoring. I think we're very creative. I think we have guys flying all over the place. We're looking to take the extra base. So I think we play a very aggressive style of baseball. I think we're a very solid defensive team who doesn't make a lot of mental mistakes. They know where the play is. And we trust our pitchers to get out of it rather than forcing a double play when it's not there. We'll take the out and move on.
You're listening to Dan Hubbs, the USC baseball head coach on Trojans Live with Jordan Moore and John Jackson. As I mentioned, your 5th season now as a head coach, and your background, as JJ said, is pitching. And that's sort of rare. I don't know about at the college level, but certainly at the major league level, it was always rare to have a pitcher as a manager. Tommy Lasorda was obviously that sort of famous exception. What have you learned to make yourself a better head coach for the whole team over your 5 seasons?
Well, I think the biggest thing I had to learn was I can't spend all my time only with the pitchers.
Right.
and so it was a little bit of an adjustment, but then I can bring guys out early and then get them out of practice early. So I can work individually with some guys, or I spend this amount of time with the pitchers, and then I can have Bob Bates will take them to go through some defensive stuff while I'm with the rest of the team. But being present for the hitters, you know, I throw BP a ton. I'm there all the time when they're hitting, when they're doing defense, in certain team parts of it. But I trust my coaches to really coach.
Yeah.
And so when they're doing offensive drill work and all that, I let them coach them up. When they're doing individual defense, Gabe will have the infielders, Matt will have the catchers, and outfielders. Bob will be helping out in all 3 spots. And I let them do their thing, and then I'll focus on the pitching. When we're doing team stuff, I'm out there front and center. And I think that's really flowed because they know where to go when they need the offensive stuff.
Go ahead, JJ.
I just got one quick one for him. Gabe Alvarez, you mentioned him before. He was named as one of the top 30 recruiters in the nation.
Superstar.
What makes him a superstar?
I think the way he connects with kids. He's relentless. The way he connects with kids, their families, and he's a tireless worker. I think to be a good recruiter means you have to be selfless because you're on the road a lot. I mean, he is a road warrior. He's like begging me to go out to go see games, and he loves to be out. And I think that's the mark of a true recruiter is you ask anybody in LA, nationally, if they're at a place, who do they expect to see? Gabe Alvarez is one of the first names that pops up.
Yeah.
Relationship business for sure.
The right answer was he's a Bishop Lamont grad.
Oh, that's what it
right
was. Sorry, I didn't realize it was a quiz.
I was testing him, yeah.
Got it. Well, baseball season is here. 2 games we want to highlight. Saturday, February 18, the first 500 fans receive a new USC branding T-shirt. Sunday, February 19, it's Fight On Family Day. The first 200 kids will receive mini trash can. There'll be a kids run around the field, I presume. So always fun stuff if you get out to Dado Field all season long. We thank Coach Hubbs. Forget 2 points for safety trap to 20% with the Allstate Distinguished Driver Discount. Safe drivers can instantly save up to 20% on car insurance just for having a clean driving record. And that's on top of other discounts. Call 1-410 Los Angeles area Allstate agents today. You heard from Coach Hubbs. It's time for Coach Helton next on Trojans Live.